Oh, you bastard. I just shut down. I tell you, I am getting fucked from all sides. I am getting fucked from all sides. I know almost nobody sees this, but it's up there in the interwebs. Maybe one day somebody will. Like millions of other Americans, I'm about ready to go postal. Not postal. I'm about ready to go revolutionary. Take up arms, against the state. Because the government is run by a bunch of fucking greedy, lying bastard assholes from both parties, the uniparty. We're getting lied to on a daily basis. Thinking that things were going to change, many of us voted for Donald Trump. Well, things are not really changing. They're supposedly exposing all of this fraud and waste that could have been exposed in the past 20 years, but nobody did it. Even they knew it was happening because they're all in on it. This whole Doge thing, I think it's horseshit. Bluetooth battery low. Of course it is. They're saying they're finding all this waste and everything. All it's doing is stirring up the Pfizer drugged idiots. And they're doing stupid things. And they're hoping that guys like me will start shooting these people. Because if somebody comes up and fucks with me for no goddamn good reason, they don't need a reason. If they fuck with me, no more to be said, okay? Because I came real close to it last year. Some idiot was bowing up on me. So they are trying to foment unrest. And as soon as you mention which tribe it is, then you get you get blacklisted, you get blackballed, you get shadow banned, you disappear. Because it's this certain tribe that's running everything. They are everywhere in government, in every nation, and they've been planning this for centuries, at least 2, 3 centuries. What does that say? Hello from Russia. And the Russians are not our enemies, okay? The Russians are, I shouldn't mention the family, they're very sweet people. They live in Russia and they do YouTube videos. But they've been having trouble because, they're getting cracked down on by their government, and our government is cracking down on us. The Russian people are not our enemies. The Chinese people are not our enemies. The Iranian people are not our enemies. The fools in government are our enemies. And the people who run the banks and the media and everything else, they are the enemies of humanity itself. And they've been planning on wiping us out. They don't need 8 billion ignorant workers anymore. The machines are building machines. So I could go on and on and on about this. But here's the bottom line. I'm just trying to live day to day. My business has been gutted by the idiots in government and the master plan, which is to destroy what little is left of our republic. And they want to destroy Russia. They want to destroy China. It's even in the document that came out a century and a quarter ago. It said they would use the guns of America and China. And this is what they're doing. They are unfortunately the smartest guys on the planet. Even Mark Twain postulated that maybe they are genetically smarter than everyone else, and they are, but that leads to you have either imbeciles or genius when you inbreed. They got a lot of geniuses, but they are a really messed up psychologically messed up tribe. So I won't go anywhere on with that because they too have a master. And this master of theirs is not a god or a devil or Satan or Lucifer or anything else. It's a machine mind that Nikola Tesla identified because his brain allowed him to actually function with this thing, and he recognized it for what it was. It is a malevolent machine mind that actually exists in the electromagnetic force of the Earth itself. Doesn't matter who built it. Doesn't matter how it got there. It doesn't matter if it's a mind of an actual organic mind of the planet itself. Doesn't matter. It just doesn't seem to like higher intelligence. We like to think of ourselves as higher intelligence. We are not, but we've managed to you know scrabble a living out of the on the crust of this planet. About that much of the planet. But why I'm pissing and moaning is because the government, people in government, don't say government. There's no such thing as government. It's people in government. And once they get into government positions, they lose their minds, and they're victims of this machine mind. They have no free will, so they want to harm everybody and steal everything. So what they're doing is they wiped out, and they used a weaponized virus the last 4 years to scare everyone because it didn't kill everybody. They didn't want to kill everybody outright. They just wanted to frighten the shit out of everyone. Oh, gee, stop the cap, whatever that means. You can write anything you want in comments. Doesn't matter. Uh, they've wiped my business out, so my income has crashed. I still have to pay bills. They have something in America called Social Security. I get a lousy $630 a month, maybe, give or take. They were giving illegals cash, like 30 grand each, just to come across the border, giving them 2 years of free rent, giving them cars, and signing them up with Social Security numbers, which is a whole nother bag of worms. Some illegals were given my Social Security number, and they defrauded the SBA in 2020 of about $500,000 in my name. And I showed this to the people in government, including J.D. Vance, who was my senator. And they all blew me off because they know it's part of the plan. Yeah, they get $500,000 and you get to live in the street until your car breaks down, and then we'll tow your car away. So I've ended up in this crappy campground. We'll show it real quick. That might have shown it. And they've been raising the rent here steadily since I moved in. I've been stuck here about 2.5, 3 years. And I thought it would be okay, but it's not. And now they have gone and raised the rent just for the space. I've got my own 35-foot travel trailer, which it's pretty nice. It's livable. It's like a house. All the amenities, air conditioning, solar, the whole 9 yards. Plumbing, a shitter, shower, widescreen TV, Wi-Fi, the whole thing. But everything has become unbelievably expensive, and now they raised the rent here yet again to $905 per month just to sit it in a space. Most of the people here they're parked in the mud, basically. A little bit of gravel. I got one with a concrete pad, so at least I have that underneath me. But it doesn't matter, you still got critters everywhere, and the roads are shit, So $905 a month, and my income is gone, so I can't even pay the rent with what little I get from Social Security for being an old guy, right? And they were busy giving billions to illegals to swing the fake votes. I mean, just steal the votes. You don't need actual warm bodies, you know, from Guatemala and the Congo. Jesus. But the idea is to homogenize the West because white, Caucasian, European, American descent people, we conquered the world and we built everything and made it really nice, really beautiful. My people are German descent, and we built some beautiful, beautiful buildings. Made the best bricks in the world here in Ohio, Central Ohio. You know, bricks that have lasted 150 years, whereas like the shit they put down on the streets now lasts a year because they get the contract and they read. See, it's all graft and corruption and lies. So 900 fucking and $5 fucking, and I still have to pay my own electric on top of that. That's why I've been steadily upgrading the solar, trying to get it to the point where it would offset the power. So I go in to pay it, and of course, the banks have ruined me. They made sure that everybody who lost their income and lost money, that the predatory banks, which are run by the same tribes, uh, suddenly said, oh, that's too bad. You owe us 30% on the money. You will never pay off these credit cards and these personal loans and these business loans that you got. You will never pay off, the line of credit that I got. And it just keeps racking up day, moment by moment. Till now, in a year, I have gone 75 grand in the hole. Some people would say, that's nothing. Well, it's a lot when you got nothing. It's a fortune, which I can never hope to pay back. So I go in to pay the fucking thing, and I got to use a credit card because I don't have enough money left in my account to justify, taking $1,000 out. I've got nothing to fall back on now. That's, a few grand. And of course, this is how they get you. They wait until they know you are up against the wall, and then they throw another couple of grand at you, say, oh, you're such a great customer. We want to give you an offer. We want to offer you $3,000 as a personal loan, and it's only 22%. Oh, we want to give you $18,000, Mr. Lucan, but it's only 29%. And we know that'll get spent in less than a few months, especially when your cars break down. And that was my business. My cars have wiped me out. This Cadillac and my Suburban, just money pits. And of course, they ruined everybody with the car prices. They just went out. I mean, I looked at Cadillac Escalades. That's an SUV, seats 7, 8 people. $160,000. That used to be the price of, Ferraris and Maseratis and shit. A fucking SUV. 160 grand. So, well, you can get one, you can go out and get one, for 60 grand. Not a Cadillac, but you can get a Chevy. You can get a GMC. It's the exact same vehicle, just different bodywork. And they all have the same crappy drivetrain. The transmissions, brand new transmissions, they're built and designed this way. They fail within months. So you spend most of your time in the shop. So this is what I've been doing. So I go in to pay. Here I am again. I go in to pay, and I got to use my fucking Amex card, which is a whole nother story. I got to use my Amex. So I put the Amex, I got the tap thing now. They're going to have us all by the balls as soon as they get rid of cash. But even cash, cash doesn't mean anything. They've been making money out of nothing. 14, that was one thing that they revealed, Elon Musk. They found 14 computers nationwide in different departments that were just sending out payments. Not from an account like you and I have to. You know, if I pay something, it comes out of my account instantly. These, no, it's not coming out of any treasury or account or anything. It just they're just it just goes out and disappears. And they found trillions missing, trillions, which is thousands of billions, which is what, millions of millions. Fuck. So I go in and I put my card on this thing, and it beeps. And it's like, oh, okay, there. And then it says it's trying to make me pee twice. And they're like, well, we just don't understand this. Why? I said, okay, well, of course you don't understand the system. It's designed to do this kind of thing to stupid people. So they make me run my card a second time. And then the woman comes over and she goes, oh, are you using a credit card? I go, yeah. She goes, well, if you don't use a debit card or pay cash, it's a $36 charge. I'm like, what? On top of the $905 that you just raised the rent. It was $750 just a short time ago. $750. Then they tacked on a $5. You do the same thing that the government does. It was $750. I could live with that. Then they tack on a $5 charge. Oh, this is an administration fee to see if people will squawk or leave. When they realized that, that's what the banks did to us in 2008, 2009. They said, we need $700 million, million with an M. We need $700 million or the entire Earth's economy is going to crash. The boogeyman was going to get us. Congress said, okay. They came back a year later and they said, we need 27 trillion with a T. Not billion, not million with an M, not billion with a B. Trillion with a T. We need $27 trillion. Or the sky is going to fall. Everybody's going to die. The banks will fail, and we can't fail. We're the banks. What did Congress do? They fucking gave it to them out of nothing. They didn't have it in the bank. They didn't have it in the treasury. It didn't exist. They just said, okay, here, sign this. Push this button on this computer. Boom. Magic. 27 trillion American dollars out of nothing. And then they gave it to their bank friends. And for every dollar they gave to another bank, which were their own banks, that $1 suddenly turned into $10. They created another $9 out of nothingness from the $1 created out of nothingness. That's how the banks do this. It's a big fucking house of cards. And the only thing that keeps it running is people's belief systems, like in God. God loves you, but he's killing most of you. As long as it's your enemies, though, it's the enemy of God. All those people, they pray 5 times a day. Their God is not the real God. And they look at us and they say, your God is not the real God. You worship a Jew. And they do. I don't anymore. Fuck, this gets me so riled up. So I had no choice. I said, okay, here goes another $950 just to have a place to sit. Because I can't take this beautiful trailer out and just park it anywhere I want. Because your local yokel authorities come along and drag it away. You can't do that. You can't live free. I actually did that for several years in Los Angeles. I bought 40-foot motorhome, 30, what was it? 40-foot motorhome. Painted it black, and I parked it all over in different places in Los Angeles while I was driving limousine. And it was great. I was paying almost no bills in Los Angeles. And I was saving money, and my business was growing. And I was looking forward to actually retiring in like 5 years because I could have. Everybody that I knew in the business went out and bought new cars, new Cadillacs, but mostly guys were buying Lincoln Town cars. That was the base of the limos and all that. They went out and bought brand new cars, 2007. That's when they tried to get me to buy one. I said, no, no, I'll stick with my car for now. He said, well, here's some credit cards. Take these credit. I don't need a credit card. All I need is an advance at the casino I'm at. No, no, here's a credit card. Thousands of dollars. That's when they got me by the short ones. And then what they do? Well, the next year they pulled the rug out from under everybody and blamed it on poor people. These poor people were signing, they were buying homes they couldn't afford. Who were they buying them from? The banks. But it's the poor people's fault. So the entire world's economy crashed because of poor people buying houses. And everybody bought it. They were like, that sounds reasonable. These fucking poor people. And when that happened, everything tanked. Everybody I knew went out of business because that's a big industry in Los Angeles. Black cars and limos. Everybody I knew disappeared except for me. And I only hung on because I had an old town car. And I was able to work for a couple other guys who hung on and kept working. So at the time, I'm walking around with a few grand in my pocket in cash most of the time. But they took it all away. And now, of course, the Cadillac, I just put another engine in it, and it's doing this. It won't idle. It fucking hates me. So, God damn it, you motherfucker. In fact, it wouldn't start over the winter. And there's another thing. It was a oxygen sensor. But where they put it, you can't get to it. It's behind the engine by the firewall. So you got to have a mechanic do it. And they just fudge it. They'll fake it, And what they do, they rip me off for about $500, $600 to replace a $50 oxygen sensor. They charged me almost $300 for it. So I'm in the wrong end of the business. So these guys just burned me. And there's another campground where I was at when I first got the thing 3.5 years ago. And it's only $800 over there. But moving, they got no sewage. So you got to let the shit pile up in your rig until they come around and pump it out. You can't just dump it right there. So you got to live with the fucking sewage for, a week or so before they get around to pumping it out. And when I did that, the thing was backing up on me into the shower. I was like, oh my God. So it's like they got you coming and going. I got no prospects. I'm basically stuck here, and now they're talking about fucking with my Social Security, which they've been planning all along. Well, if there's going to be a shooting war, I'm going to be right there. I'm ready. I am armed to the teeth. I won't say exactly what I got, but I am armed to the teeth. I got body armor to outfit a small group of guys or my family. They all think I'm crazy, but it's like, okay, when that day comes and people are lunatics or with purple hair running around killing people, you're going to want this body armor. And you're going to want these guns and ammunition that I got. and some of you may also want this. I got a good several months worth of freeze dried food, but now that you know where I am, come and take it, motherfucker. I dare you. I'm kind of chomping at the bit, you know. I want some dumb motherfucker to try to take my shit. What little I have left. I don't care if you got a badge or if you're just some fucking left-tard idiot. Fuck me. So I'm just gonna go for a drive. That's about all I got going right now. I just go out and drive out in the country beyond the city, you know, where there's still farms and shit. I'm in the very far north end of the city. Just waiting for the day. Just waiting for the fucking day. He's got these morons that, you know, they go into chat rooms and they got nothing better to do. I get stuck too, but I don't sit there just repeating things over and over again to be an idiot. You know? You can tell, like, about how old they are. This guy thinks he's an OG and he's probably 15, 12. Or he could be a government agent. I think I've already told what happened here recently. I'll leave you with this one. See, my lungs have been destroyed by the weaponized virus as well. So my lungs are gone. Uh, I am literally falling to pieces at this, but I've outlived my dad. So anyway, fucking hell. What a world we find ourselves living in, you know. We're just like chimpanzees. We're run by the meanest, not necessarily the smartest, but we're run by the meanest, most miserable fucking chimps in the troop. Because they can talk other dumbass chimps into following them. Then they go out and they kill a couple of chimps to scare all the rest of the chimps. And then they make war on the nearby chimps. And that's all we are. We're just fucking chimpanzees who think we're smarter than everybody else. I'm hoping for I'm looking forward to the whole thing failing and the guys that are running the world realize they can't run the world when all the electronics and everything cease to function. So I'm looking for EMPs all over the planet. I'm looking for them to be flooded out of their bunkers or buried alive, which would be even sweeter. And maybe they will become the Morlocks, you know, and we will be the Eloi, the survivors. Stupid, but happy and stupid. Fuck. This could be a really nice place. A company bought this RV campground, and it could be a really nice place, but they don't. They get this at $1,000 a month. Okay, just to even it out. $1,000 a month. They got 400 spaces. That's $400,000 per month. Almost $500,000 in income per month. And it costs next to nothing to run this place. I mean, next to nothing. They're not paying for the electric. Everybody else is paying their own. The sewage is a shithole, literally. Their sewage system is a shithole. Their power system is crap. It fails all the time. The roads are crap. The infrastructure is crap. That fails all the time. Their trash pickup is crap, and that's a big deal, you know, because you got, you know, it's fucking nasty. And it has such potential, man. There's another one called Cross Creek that's actually very nice, but it's even more. It's like, what, $1,100, $1,200 a month. That's fucking crazy. To park your own shit. Just to park your own shit. The money I've spent and the money that I've gotten over time, I could never find the opportunity to buy. All I wanted to do was buy a couple acres down south of here, an area called Old Man's Cave, Hocking Hills, Athens County. I lived down there for a couple of years before they faked the COVID shit and it wiped me out. I was on my way. I actually had a bed and breakfast I was operating, as well as the car service. So I had a growing income, and they did the same thing. They pulled the rug out from under everybody. The university down there shut down. Just totally fucked me. Just fucked me. And it happened up here again too. So it's like each time I got, you know, I got, 10 grand here, 10 grand there, but it just gone before I could invest it in a piece of property. At the very least, then I would have been free of most of this bullshit. Harlan, Mr. Schickelbaum. I'm not entirely sure why everybody was giving you shit in Portland Andy's thing. It started with you. I didn't even know who you were. You were doing some kind of rap thing that was, and then they said you went to jail or something. I'm like, what the fuck? Who is this guy? So, I got nothing against you, actually. These are not women's classes. Telemarketer. No. I could have given the guy shit, but I just don't have the heart. Squatting at vacant buildings. No, it's not. I'm not squatting. I'm paying for a space. The buildings are not vacant. Those are actually functioning garage space and shit. There's a really, really nice clubhouse over here. It's huge. It's got a big kitchen, and they're not using it. There's nothing in there. My nephew runs a restaurant, and at the time when I had money, I was trying to talk them into leasing it to us because I was going to put in a barbecue place. That'd be huge up here. Because there's nothing like it. There's no decent steakhouse or barbecue place up here. It's Sunbury, Ohio, that area. And this is where Intel came up, and they were building that. The reason Intel failed with the building that place, they're still building it. It's because they couldn't talk us into going to war. The chips they were making weren't going to be for your refrigerator. They were going to be for their bombs and weapon systems. But now they can't do that. So Intel kind of crumbled. But then another company has come in. I can't remember the name of it right off, but it's going to be even bigger. You know what they're going to be making? Drones. So Columbus got a drone company to move in, and they're all going to be all weapons. The next war is going to be fought with drones. You see a drone coming at you, fucking get under cover, or hope that you're carrying a shotgun at the time, because they're going to fucking kill you with that fucking drone. You see a bunch of drones, kiss your ass goodbye. These light shows that everybody's, ooh, those are tests, okay, for the stupid sheeple. Oh, look at that. There's 1,000 drones up there making pictures in the sky. Wait a minute. Why are they coming at us at high speed? Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Oh, the B&B. What happened to the B&B? It shut down. I was leasing it from a lunatic born-again Christian who was a total criminal. He was trying to get me. It was great. It was a 6-bedroom log cabin down there by Athens, Ohio, Ohio University. And I was booked up solid. And when the university shut, they shut everything down. The airports, everything shut down. Everything I had just went. just disappeared. I had 1 month's rent in my pocket when I came back up to Columbus, not knowing what I was going to do. I go to the SBA, for money because, oh, yeah, we're going to take care of you, Biden. We're going to give you 2 months or 2 months. We're going to give you 2 years worth of working capital so you can bounce back. No. I had to beg for months and months, over a year, almost 2 years. I had to beg and fight this bureaucracy of DEI hires sitting at their kitchen tables talking to me like, hey, you don't find up. So I'm like, okay. And in the meantime, I get $5,000 and it's gone. It's for rent and everything. Keep a roof over my head. I was stuck in this shithole extended stay motel. So if you know anything about those, oh my God, it was like a ghetto. And while I'm looking it up, I said, I'm going to look this up on the SBA website. It says, Lucan Limousine, $300,000 EIDL loan, $250,000 PPP loan for, I'm like, what is this? I didn't get $500,000. Who is this? I investigated and I find out it's some fucking Mexicans out in San Francisco. The government gave them my social security number. My social security number. They used my company name. They defrauded the SBA of $500,000, 500,000 fucking dollars in my name. And I'm like, I tell the SBA attorneys, they're like, we're going to investigate this. I tell my senators who kept leaving, the senator just retired. We'll take your information, Mr. Lucan. 2 different senators, 2 different representatives locally, and the SBA attorneys who were, we're going to find this fraud. And then they find out, there's at least 60 billion, more than 60 billion that is just gone. We don't even know where it went. That doesn't count the billions that big business got. And then they find out, these giant corporations were getting small business loans. That's where your money went, Mr. Lucan. You don't count, you fuck. So I'm like, what happened to these guys? I even know who they were. Peninsula Catering. Call them up. Ask them. Peninsula Catering in Redwood City, California. Because I called them. Why? Because, get this. When I was in Los Angeles, I lived in Los Angeles for 13 years doing this kind of business. I find out my Amex merchant account has been hijacked. Guess by who? The same fucking... And this is a decade ago. The same fucking cunts in Redwood City. These Mexicans called Peninsula Catering. I investigate them. I called and I talked to the guy. He's acting like he doesn't understand English. Then at the end, he tells me to fuck off. Go fuck yourself. I notify the state of California. We don't handle that. We're not interested. I notify the government. No, we can't help you, Mr. Lucan. You're an old white guy. Are you kidding? We get a kickback from all that shit. So they did it to me again. And this is what Amex told me. They said, they claim that the government gave them your social security number. We're terribly sorry. So I'm like, I need more coffee. So I'm like, if they got, back then, they got my Amex account. And this is a different situation than the SBA thing. They ran $400,000 in fake charges through my Amex account. When I run, $100 here, $500 there, I only ran a couple of grand through that Amex account at the time. My money went to them. They stole my fucking money. Plus the $400,000 they were laundering through my fucking Amex account, my merchant account. Amex is like, we just can't do anything about that. I go, then give me the fucking $400,000 back. Oh no, we can't do that, Mr. Lucan. I said, but we can give you the 2,000 back. That does obviously come from yours. I'm like, you motherfuckers, you motherfuckers. You're all in a. You're just predators, and you're all run by the same fucking tribe, which I will not mention because I'm getting shadow banned anyway. You know, but I've had it. I've had it up to beyond here. You know, just remember if you see in the news some guy that looks like me and he's done something noble, you can say we knew this guy. We used to follow him on the YouTubes. Fuck. Anyway, I gotta. I'm paying out the nose through the nose for car washes. You know, I do the monthly thing. So even though the cars aren't going anywhere, I pull in and out of this fucking place and they get covered with mud and dust immediately. So my big day exists, or I get to go out and wash my car. Oh, but I also have to. Oh shit! I open. Damn it! See, I ran out of time. The BM. I forgot. I have to go to the BMV and renew my placard. My, because I'm old and my back is fucked and I got no meniscus in my joints. I got severe arthritis everywhere. They took a chunk of my spine out in an operation called a laminectomy. Did nothing for me. They go in with electrodes in a different thing called an I see I've forgotten the term. Where they go in with electrodes and they kill your nerves in your spine. They literally electromagnetically burn the nerves in your spine, and it's supposed to relieve you. Oh, you'll get, it might take 6 months to heal, and you might get a year of sort of pain free. Of course, they want to take that away. Medicare, it was paid for all of that shit, which I deserve, motherfuckers. After a lifetime of putting up with the shit from the people that run this world and this nation, bunch of cunts. Anyway, fuck it. Now you know.